What is up, homies? Yeah, I hated that. I am a former teacher, and as such, I feel empty this time of year because all of my friends and coworkers are getting ready to go back to school, or a lot of them have already started school, and I still don't know what my life is. So, to kind of highlight this portion of my life, I thought I would do kind of a little back to school tutorial. This is using all drugstore products, nothing over, I don't know, I think $15 is the most, and that's my setting spray. But all of this you can easily find on sale. I will have everything that I can find linked down below. I think this look would be great if you're a student, if you're a teacher, maybe you're in college, maybe you just need an everyday makeup look and you're not really sure what your everyday routine should be. I think this is great. I give you some options for darker skin tones. I don't think anybody is lighter than this, but if you are, I think this would be great. If you are darker, I have options for you. I think it's a really easy, quick, out the door, looking polished and put together kind of look. So if you want to see how I did it, all you gotta do is keep watching. Super easy. But before you keep watching, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And then after the video, follow me on social media. It's at EmilyFunBun on Twitter and Instagram. Okay, thanks. Keep watching. Hey friends, okay, so we are gonna start off with the eyes. I have not found a drugstore or high-end primer that I like more than the Urban Decay, but the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer is pretty good as a dupe. My only issue with this is that it is super full coverage. So if you're gonna use this as a primer, just like barely dab it on there, okay? Just using my finger to blend it out a little bit. Okay, so that'll do a little bit to kind of cancel out any redness or veins that you have on your eyes, but it should also help to prevent any creasing if you powder it. Today I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution translucent powder, which looks like a dupe for the Ben Nye. Let me see. Boom. I think this was like under $5. I can't remember. Oh, this one was $7. So it's not that much of a dupe. I'm sorry. I'm partial to this because I'm a theater person and it will last me through everything. But this is really similar. So if you can't find this, because it is hard to find, if you're in North Texas, Costco in Dallas sells all of the Ben Nye products. Highly recommend. If you're a theater person, it's your mecca anyway. So just go and browse around and have a good nerdy day. Anyways, this I got at Ulta. Whew, I'm out of it today. So I'm just gonna put a little bit into the cap. I don't like the sifter on this one as much as the Ben Nye, but it is good. And it's a little bit more of a peachy color than the Ben Nye. The Ben Nye neutral set is like a true neutral, so it's white in the package. This is a little bit more flesh toned. So you can see it definitely is canceled out a lot more than that one. So now I'm gonna do that on the other side. My eyes are set, ready to go. Today I'm gonna be using this CoverGirl palette called True Naked Nudes. It's pretty much trying to dupe the Naked palette, which RIP Naked palette, we all miss you. Naked Reloaded is not the same, and I'm offended. But it's got kind of the same neutrally tone. It's got a shimmer, a matte, a light pink shimmer, a nice little transition shade right there, kind of a darker shimmer, a matte, a dark shimmer, and then kind of like a satiny black color. Yeah, that's like a satin, but it's really pretty. So I really like this palette. I would also recommend, in terms of drugstore, I love the L'Oreal Infallibles. These are incredible. I'm not going to use this today because I've done a lot of rose gold looks lately, so we're going to forego that. Also the Maybelline Color Tattoo. These are a great dupe for the MAC paint pots. They are, I don't know, it says 24 hour. I never who's gonna test 24 hours? I'm not gonna wear makeup for 24 hours. If you do, please don't wash your face. It's the only face you got. But these are a great formula. They don't crease, they stay on forever. They're almost waterproof. I like them. This is the color Bad to the Bronze. Yeah. I've also tried the kind of pink shimmery one, and then now they have ones that are not shimmer. I don't have it, but they have like more of a skin toned one. If you're my shade, I don't know if they have darker shades, but they have a color that would be comparable to Painterly Paint Pot from MAC, which would be a good option if you do have oily lids like myself. Highly recommend. But today we're just gonna stick with this. Oh, honorable mention shout out. Sorry y'all, I'm all over the place. I'm halfway through a venti. It's just gonna be what it's gonna be today. It's probably gonna be a long one, I'm sorry. But I forgot that I had this. This is the Profusion Amber Eyes. Kind of a dupe for the Naked Heat, or maybe even Naked Cherry. This came out before Cherry, but kind of the same vibe. I think this would be great for fall. I think I got it last winter, or maybe the winter before. I'm not totally sure, but I got it from Target, and I know Target still does carry this. I am using quite a bit of Profusions today, but highly recommend this. Drugstore shadows are typically not my favorite, but there are some hidden gems. So I like Profusion. This CoverGirl palette is decent. I don't think it's like a dupe for the Naked, but it'll work. Instead of me rambling on about it, let me show you. So I am taking a fluffy blending brush and that light kind of cream color that is matte right there. And we are throwing that all across the lid, just to give these shadows a fighting chance at blending. Okay, so these shadows are a little dusty, so you are gonna have fallout. So you can prepare for that by either putting a bunch of powder under the eyes like you're baking, or hold a Kleenex under your eye, or I'm just doing my face makeup after. Whatever you want. Okay, so I'm taking the matte kind of transition shade right there, and we're gonna do the transition. I really like this transition shade. I didn't think I would, but it's like a true neutral. Like, it's not too warm, it's not too cool, and it just sits on the eye really nicely. Okay, I'm taking a Morphe crease brush. I'm gonna go into the darker matte color right there, and we're going to go into the crease more than the outer. Whoa, shoot. Okay, CoverGirl, all right. We're gonna go into the crease more than we are going to go into the outer third. Okay, because this is such kind of a neutral look that I'm going for, like an everyday kind of look, I'm gonna go in with this kind of shimmer pink color. If you have a darker skin tone, this color, it's a little bit more of like a shimmery taupe. That would be really pretty. If you're like, well, if you're darker than me anyway, that would be perfect. And if you have even deeper skin, this shimmery brown color is stunning. Stunning. This would make such a pretty like smoky eye. Oh my gosh, it's so good. But that's not what I'm doing today. If y'all want to see that, comment down below and I will do that for you. But just for like an everyday kind of, I think this would be a great look for school, whether you're a teacher or a student. I'm just throwing that pink color all across the lid. I'm gonna take it with my finger actually. It is a little chalky, but it's not that bad. What a glowing recommendation. It's not that bad. These feel great though. These feel super creamy, not super dusty. Do enjoy. Okay, taking that pink with a little bit of setting spray on top is a game changer. It's a lot easier. You get a little bit more reflective. Now I'm gonna take a really skinny crease brush. This is the Morphe M562, and I'm going to take the matte brown color and just lightly run it on the outer third. Not like, I'm not filling up this whole space, I'm just kind of meeting the lashes to the crease. Okay, now I'm going to take a Real Techniques angled, it's called a brow brush. You can use, I think this would be too thick for a brow, but I think this brush is great for powder eyeliner, which is what I'm doing. I'm gonna take the satin kind of black color, it's not exactly black, but you know, on that angled brush, tap it off, and we're going to go longer side out, shorter side in along the lash line. Just to kind of mimic the liquid liner, but this is great if you are not confident with liquid liner or even a pencil liner, because if you mess up, you can just smudge it away, it's fine. But start off with less product on your brush and then build up that intensity. I'm not focusing on a wing yet. I'm only taking it a little over halfway in. I'm not taking it all the way. You can see how that just darkens up the lash line. Before I start the wing, I'm going to do the other side. Okay, now let's try and build a teeny tiny little wing. So you want to line up where your bottom lash line goes. You just follow that line to the outside of your brow. So I think it's easier to just find it and stamp. Okay, then you have the wing, and now you just need to connect it. For most eye shapes, you don't need to take the wing past the crease unless you really want to. But I find that just the crease looks the most natural, and it looks more just like your lashes are the wing rather than just like a giant line coming off of your eye. If you're into that, that's totally fine. That's just not this look. But I think this kind of wing just looks so much more subtle, smoky, kind of Kylie Jenner vibes, even though Kylie Jenner did not originate this, whatever. But I really like that kind of smoky lash line for an everyday kind of look, right? So now we need to match the other side. My eyes are not symmetrical. Now you all notice, so I just try to do the best I can. Again, if you don't take it past your crease, people aren't going to notice once you have mascara on. That's true for liquid liner as well. If you have a tiny bump, put mascara on before you fix it, because your lashes are going to cover most of it, right? Okay. I'm going to take on this eye, if this is lining up with my lash line, I'm going to move it slightly down. Yep. And just check it as you go. This one's a little bit longer, but that's fine. Okay. And then we will come back and do the lower lash line after the base. Cool. Let me zoom you out and we will do the rest of the face. Okay, so we're going to do the base. For every day, I'm not a high coverage type of person. Like, if you want to, that's fine. For every day, for like going to school, going to work, whatever, I think a BB cream might be your best option. It doesn't have to be this one, but just something that has a tint but has some like skin benefits to it. If you wear like full coverage every day, that's totally fine. Do you. As somebody who has acne that I want to cover, I feel like this is a little bit more my speed. I would rather do a lighter coverage and then cover up my spots than just cover up everything. And that's as somebody who, you know, I don't really like the redness in my cheeks or whatever. Just smoothing it out is all I need on an everyday basis, if I even wear makeup. Because I'm definitely of the opinion, like, I love makeup, it's my hobby, it's one of my passions, but I don't want to wear makeup unless I want to wear makeup, because I don't want it to ever feel like a chore. I think we as a society are so used to seeing photoshopped images that when we see a person with normal skin that has imperfections and blemishes, we're a little bit like shocked by it, which is weird because it's just skin. And really, like, cosmetics are a relatively recent thing. I mean, they're not, but like as we use them today, it's such a modern thing. So live your life, man. That's all the coverage I need on a daily basis, other than covering up, you know, my under eyes or my spots, whatever. You do you, though. I do think that this is a great BB cream. I don't think the ingredients are like the best things for you, but it does have, oh yeah, it has SPF 30. You should still wear sunscreen underneath this. This is not going to save you from a sunburn, but it's something. So it feels good on the skin. It feels moisturizing. It wears really well on me. And the great thing about this is, like, if you have full coverage and you like itch your face, you've like kind of taken off your makeup and you can tell, and you have to like touch it up. If it's like this and it wears off, it's not that contrasting from your actual skin, so it wears better in my opinion. So this is like not that long lasting. It'll get you through a day, but by the end of the day, like, I'm gonna need to like powder or whatever, but I just use a powder that has some coverage to it and I'm good. So let me do my under eyes. Instant age rewind every day, because that's how I do. Take that into my nose creases. Cute. And blend it out with the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. This is also a great way to clean up that wing if it's too far down or whatever. You can just, boom, so sharp. I mean, as sharp as eyeshadow can be. This is also great if, like, you know, if you blend your stuff down too far, whatever, clean it up. If you feel like you need a little bit of extra coverage somewhere, go for it. I think I'm good right now. I am gonna take some of the e.l.f. concealer just on my hand, just the slightest amount. This shade is a little bit too light for me, but we're gonna make it work. I'm taking a really small pencil brush. Yeah, this is the one. With a little bit of product on at a time, and then I'm just lightly covering up any spots. All right, let's powder. We're gonna use the Revolution powder again. Yeah, I do not like the sifter on this. The product is good though. We're gonna go on the under eyes with a really fluffy brush. I'm just gonna powder my T-zone today. I'm gonna use a powder brush from Morphe. Okay, now we're going to contour. I'm gonna use the Profusion Highlight and Contour Palette. Thanks to my dog, I am like into this again. I had kind of forgotten about it. I'm gonna try doing a smaller contour brush today. This is the Real Techniques Dual Fiber Contour Brush. I'm gonna go into shade Contour, which is like a lighter matte brown color. I prefer matte colors for my contour because it matches your skin texture and looks more like a shadow. Okay, so now we're gonna do blush. Blush is one thing that the drugstore does right, because blush, typically you don't want it to be super pigmented because then it gets hard to blend, it doesn't look natural, you get kind of clownish. So drugstore, you know, they do it right. Today I'm going to use, we're gonna use a Profusion blush palette, And we're going to do the color Playful, which is kind of a shimmery peach color. And I'm going to take my Bay Real Techniques blush brush and pop that on the apples of the cheek. This has a little bit of shimmer to it, which is nice. Nice little glow. Okay, highlight is another thing that the drugstore does well. I have a couple options. Obviously the Profusion's Highlight Contour Palette. I dig it. These are a little bit chunkier, so they're not my everyday fave, but they are good. I really like the Maybelline Master Chrome. This is the Molten Gold color, number 100. This is slightly too dark for me during the winter. Right now I can get away with it, but it is pretty dark. During the winter, I really like the Wet n Wild Blossom Glow. Any of these that have the kind of flower etched in them. Can you see that? These are super reflective. Oh my gosh. Blinding. And then the Maybelline. They also have different shades in the Maybelline. This is just the one that I have. Super reflective, super blinding. Dang. So I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild today. It'll just kind of tie in with what we have on the eyes. Do what's best for your skin tone. I'm taking it on a Morphe fan brush, bringing it anywhere you want to bring forward. So for me, tops of the cheekbone, I like to go above the brows. I don't know why, I just think it looks more natural. What's that? Fluffy. It looks more natural leading into this. It looks more like it's my skin rather than highlighter, which it is just highlighter, but maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Wet n Wild. I take it on, I'm not taking it on my mustache area. Where is she? I'm taking it on my Cupid's bow, which is where your lips meet right there. That, again, helps make your lips look a little bit poutier, especially when you put the lipstick on. Right now it just looks a little weird, but it's good. And then I take it on the the chin, just to add in a little bit more glow. Cool. All right, so now we're gonna do brows and then lashes. So for brows, I'm gonna use the NYX brow pencil. I love this thing. It is sold at the drugstore. It's always sold out at the drugstore. So I have a link to it down below through Amazon. I get a small commission. I'll get like a penny off of this, but it's worth it. I love it. I use the color Ash Brown, but they do have quite a bit of colors. So I'm throwing this on there. I still like that Mia Adora pencil, but this one is cheaper. Why am I not using a mirror? Okay, now, if your brows are a little bit more unruly, you can take the NYX Brow Mascara and just sweep that through. This does add a little bit of color. It's not quite like a gimme brow. It doesn't have, it has some fibers in it, but not too much. But it is good for just like laying the hairs down where they belong. Okay, let me do my lower lash line. We're gonna go back into the CoverGirl palette. I'm gonna take that transition shade on a pencil brush. Get a mirror so you can stay in frame. Run that under the lower lash line just to define it. Now we're gonna do mascara. I'm gonna use CoverGirl Clump Crusher because it's my favorite. Ooh, let me curl my lashes actually. I know for a fact that I slept on my lashes last night and they're all wonky. All right, so curling your lashes. Oh, dang. I should curl my lashes more often. Okay, now we're going to line the lips. Lip liner, I would recommend the NYX lip liners. I have had 3 different shades and they're all great. Highly recommend. I like to get them at Ulta. You can get them at Target, but the selection is a lot less. Today I'm going to be using Rimmel Pink just because I don't know where my NYX that's like a little bit lighter is. Now, for an everyday lip, I would either throw on some lip gloss on top of this, maybe some lip balm. I like the Agave lip mask. That's not drugstore though. But if you want some color and you want it to last long, I do like the Revlon Kiss Cushion Lip Tint. I have it in the color Naughty Mauve. Why has it gotta be naughty? Why can't it just be like mauve? Or like a pun with mauve. Naughty Mauve is just, Revlon, come on. I like it because it has a kind of cushion tint, as the name would imply. You twist it up, a little bit of color comes out. You can make this as saturated or kind of sheer as you like it. We're gonna start off with sheer. And that'll just give you a little bit of a tint. For having a cushion tip, it's like oddly precise, so I like that. If you want to build it up, it does. Whoa, that was weird. My camera just detected another face, but there was nothing there. Huh. Ooh, spoopy. Okay, so you can build it up, get some good pigmentation. It does have a slight tint to it. Like, it's not gonna like stain your lips forever and ever, but it will stain like slightly, which is good. So you can layer it on super thick, like on your way to work or on your way to school, and then, you know, by a couple hours later, it'll be sheared out and it'll just look like your lips but better. So I am a fan of that. Cool, let me do my hair and then I'll come back and we'll talk about it. Cool. This is the look. Super, you know, easy, quick, neutral, everyday. You look put together, you look polished, but you look like yourself. And for work or school or whatever your everyday looks like, you should just look like yourself. I mean, if yourself looks super glammed up and sparkly and glam and whatever, that's awesome. But if you're new to makeup, or, you know, you just want to look like yourself but heightened, I think this is a great option. Don't be afraid of trying stuff at the drugstore. High-end stuff is great, but also like drugstore has come a long way since I was in high school or middle school or even early college, honestly. Like, since YouTube came around, drugstore has really stepped up their game. So I like it. If you like this look, go ahead and recreate it. Shouldn't take you more than 15 minutes if you're not talking. But tag me on Twitter and Instagram. It's at EmilyFunBun. Also hit that subscribe button. Should be down here, I think. Also hit that bell so that YouTube will tell you when I upload, because, you know, subscription boxes are not that reliable. So you want to make sure that you don't miss anything from me. Also check out my last video. My dogs picked out my makeup. Turns out my dogs like boring makeup, but it was really nice. Yeah, cool. So if you're going back to school soon, I am gonna have a couple back to school videos coming up. I'm gonna have some tips and tricks and stuff like this, but I hope that this kind of makeup will help you go into the school year feeling confident, feeling ready to be productive and crush this year. I love you guys. Y'all are the best. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on Monday.